This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Join us this Thursday at 6 p.m. for I'm Listening. Yes, it's back. A live 2-hour show featuring some of the biggest names in music and sports and insight from some of the most respected mental health professionals. And what we're trying to do is simple, man. We are wanting to destigmatize talking about mental health.
That's what I did. It was during the football game. I think a lot of the players from the Tennessee Titans, I think, were wearing shirts just advocating for mental health.
Yeah, that's really cool, dude. It's something that needs to be done, and I love it when you see a display like that, like the Titans had. And of course, I'm Listening. That's what it's been dedicated for all the years it's been around. Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine, audio slave Prophets of Rage. He's going to be on speaking about mental health. Zach Williams.
Quick correction: it was the Colts. I was watching the Colts game before the Seahawks game. I knew it wasn't the Seahawks players, but I remember a certain team was wearing shirts that advocated for mental health and saying it's okay to not be okay, and things along those lines. It was players on the Indianapolis Colts.
Very, very cool, man. Yeah. It's Zach Williams, son of Robin Williams, is going to be speaking out. Many, many more are going to be participating in this. And what you're going to see and what you're going to hear is that you are not alone. Mental health is something that we all are part of, and it's time to talk about it. And I'm Listening does that, man. So make sure you listen right here on KISW this Thursday at 6 p.m. You also can listen on the Odyssey app. You want more info? Visit imlistening.org.
Let's play B-Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah. So everybody scream his name. B-Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! B-Migs, you're a loser.
It is time to beat Migs, and it's time to pump it over Monday. Oh, yeah. I know yesterday was a tough day for Seahawks fans, but you got to get pumped up for this Monday. Got to get back on that right. According to you and Danny's right there, maybe not so much.
Have to is a strong word. I'm going to go back to bed.
Fine. We're in a grieving process, Rev. All right, then. Well, you still have to play the damn game.
That's right.
Let's get to our contestant. We got Amy and Lacey. Amy, are you there?
I am. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Hey, Amy, happy Monday. All right, Steve, get out of here. Bye. Yeah. For those playing at home, Amy will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Amy, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I am. Oh, yeah.
Nice. Wow. Which football coach is known for the motto, winning isn't everything, it's the only thing?
Madden.
No.
Lombardi.
Yes.
Nice.
Sun Tzu wrote the ancient text, The Art of what?
War.
Yes. Which 1990 movie starring Kevin Costner won Best Picture at the Oscars?
Dances with Wolves.
Yes. The Walking Dead originally airs on what cable channel?
AMC.
Yes. How many continents are there on Earth?
7.
Yes. Which year in the early 70s did AC/DC form?
72.
No.
73.
Yes. There are 118 elements listed on what table?
Elemental.
No.
Pass.
The Last of Us is a video game available on what brand of console?
Xbox.
No. And we're good there, Amy.
That'll be all for
You
Amy,
started
ladies
very
and gentlemen.
strong and ended with a swear word. So
that's not going to do it. You can say goodbye to her, Danny. Or Rev, you can. Somebody can say goodbye to Amy. Yeah.
Goodbye, Amy. Thanks for playing. And you got a body mount.
Wow.
Damn. Well, Steve, Amy was very pumped up. A little too pumped up.
She said a bad word.
Yep, didn't get to finish the game.
Which word?
The S-bomb.
The
That's
S-bomber.
the most.
Yeah.
I think if we were going to do stats on the most on the curse words used most during Beat Migs, it's the S word.
It's the thinking swear word. It's the
Right.
one where you're trying to figure out what the answer is, and you just casually drop it.
Crap. Crap is a better word to use.
Well, people like the S word, man. It makes them feel powerful.
Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
Yeah. Please don't swear. Crap. Which football coach is known for the motto, winning isn't everything, it's the only thing?
That would be Vince Lombardi.
Yes. Sun Tzu wrote the ancient text, The Art of what?
Making love.
No.
War.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Which 1990 movie starring Kevin Costner won Best Picture at the Oscars?
Dances with Wolves.
Yes. The Walking Dead originally airs on what cable channel?
AMC.
Yes. How many continents are there on Earth?
5.
No.
7.
Yes. Which year of the early 70s did AC/DC form?
71.
No.
72.
No.
1970.
No.
Damn it, 73.
Yep. There are 118 elements listed on what table?
The periodic.
Yes. The Last of
Periodic table.
Yes. The Last of Us is a video game available on what brand of console?
PlayStation.
Yes. The moon shines due to the light reflected from what source?
The sun.
Yes. Which precious stone is the birthstone for April?
Diamond.
Yeah!
What?
Wow! And Steve, you win! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6! It's a nice win for Steve.
Oh, this is a nice win.
Yeah.
Nice.
6-9, baby. Crap, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even count her scores because it was like, oh, you said a bad word, so didn't worry about it. But I mean, if you would have really kind of didn't do well, you still could have lost to her. So
Yeah, it's true.
but you didn't. Congratulations on your win. Still glorious.
Victorious.
And the only one you didn't know, you figured out because it was just 73 for AC/DC. Almost that perfect 10 for a Monday.
Perfect. You know what, though? I'd rather 9 right if the listener gets 6.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, Steve would have got 10 right, but
Yeah.
then he pulled the Seahawks.
Aw.
No, it's more like she pulled the Seahawks, I would say.
Yeah, she started
I
very
still
well.
won.
Her first half was amazing.
That's
and
what-
then,
really?
Yeah, it was. She got all of them, the first 6 correct, and then started falling off, and then said a bad word, and we had to let her go. So yeah. So congrats on your win.
Good job, Steve.
Thank you. So today, speaking of football, can we give a shout out and a speedy and healthy recovery to Seattle's biggest sports fan, Big Low, and also maybe you could pimp his GoFundMe thing going on right now.
Oh, what's happening with Big Low? I did not.
Man. He's going through some health problems, and somebody put together. I put it up on my Twitter if we could share it as well. But obviously everyone knows Big Low. He's got the big C-Fence sign. He's at
Oh, of
every single
course.
sports game. Just a real
He's
great person.
Good friend of the show, too, yeah.
He's been battling some a serious foot infection, and he's had I think multiple surgeries, and he's got a crap ton of medical bills because of it. And missed the game. It's the first time he's missed a game since he was 15. And so he's going through some tough stuff right now. So definitely at least keep his best wishes in your thoughts. And if you can help out with his GoFundMe, it's up there right now. If you just go to GoFundMe and probably type in Big Low, you can find it.
And Vicky, can you also put that on the BJ socials and all that? Yeah, make sure we get that out. He's such a good dude. He would never ask us, even though he's a friend of the show. And if so I'm glad somebody did get at us, Steve, because we would be so happy to, help him out in any way we can. But he's such a good, he's like, he would never even reach out himself, even though it's like Big Low. Come on, you're a buddy of the show. If we can be helpful, we'll do it to you, buddy.
I mean, he's such a big sports fan that he would come to our beer league hockey games for the Tacoma Jockeys, and he would bring a crew of people. It was always
exactly.
We had so much fun those seasons when Lowe discovered that we were playing hockey. I mean, some of these games were at like 10, 10 o'clock at night, and he would bring up a crew, and they would just be in there in the cold rain cheering us on. It was so much fun.
Yeah, he is. I mean, the man loves to cheer. You know what I mean? And like you said, it doesn't matter what the level is. And he's, probably one of the most famous fans that Seattle has. And maybe, arguably, like one of the, he's got his own action figure, which I have one of his own action figures. It's just a great dude. So yeah, Big Low, man, lots of love to you, bro. And we'll get that stuff out to you. Get the GoFundMe out there so you can get some help. Man, I kind of would like to see the Seattle sports teams. Maybe they could help out too. That would be nice. He's been so good for Seattle sports in this area.
Yeah, I'd imagine when word gets out about this, there'll be. I mean, there's players from the Sonics that still have a lot of love for him, and Seahawks players. I mean, I would not be surprised.
Yeah, he's got to be at Kraken games. We got to get him healthy enough so that he can be there and bring the magic that he's brought to all the other Seattle sports. So,
yes, definitely.
Yeah.
In Kraken, man, you got me all like, dude, big news going on in the Kraken.
Well, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. Today's the day. I'm going to be going down there to try out to be the emergency backup goalie.
Wait, what? I thought you were already on the list. No. You have to try out?
Yeah, they're doing like a thing. Well, they got to make sure that you know how to play. I'm not going to look. At the end of the day, I'm probably going to be out there with guys that have way better experience. But it's just for me, I'm not going to say no. But dude, on Friday, I got a phone call from the team, and they're just like, "Hey." This is the craziest part about this whole story, BJ, because it just cracks me up like what a weird world we're in. They call me up and they're like, hey, we just want to see you're on our list for the tryouts for the emergency backup goalie spot. And we want to see if you want to do it. And so I got the voicemail, and then there was a part of me was like, I'm just going to tell them no. I mean, why am I? Like, I know, there's guys that played college, there's guys, I'm not at that level. But I was like, it's an experience you can't turn down. Like, why turn down the opportunity, even if I know I'm not going to get it? It's going to be a great experience. I could share the story on the air.
Yeah.
And it'll just be a lot of fun to get to play on that ice, where they practice. And there'll be, like, different people part of the team that are going to be a part of this. So I'm like, I can't turn that down, even if I have, like, almost no chance of making this, right? Are
you going to mention, though, that you are the first official player since Jerry Bruckheimer said...
the crazy part, BJ.
What's this?
So I called them to tell them, I'll be there. They're giving me all the details. And they're just like... Yeah, we're calling because Jerry Bruckheimer, our owner, wanted to make sure that you were invited to this.
Oh, no. My gosh. No, they did not say that.
Yes.
He remembers your name, Steve.
He probably said, hey, there's a guy. Can you make sure he gets the invite?
Wow.
But I'm on the phone in my car, and I'm like looking at, it's like that moment where you stare at your phone and like, how is this really happening? That Jerry Bruckheimer made it a point to tell them, make sure he gets an invite to the tryouts.
That is unbelievable. I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right, Steve. The fact that Jerry remembered that. Here it is, a dumb comment that he's kind enough to play along with during an interview. And yet he's like, I'll get this done. I'll get you a tryout.
That was the weirdest part of the whole thing. Like, the whole thing was surreal. I'm like, I can't turn down this opportunity of a lifetime.
No.
To just be able to say I got to be a part of this. And I think I get a t-shirt out of it. So to me, I'm in.
That is so much
they
fun.
They wear a t-shirt size. So I got to imagine it's going to say, I tried out for the Kraken and all I got was this lousy t-shirt or something along those lines.
I'll tell you right now.
I would pay good money for that.
I mean, look, you've had a lot of good things happen to you, man. Of course, STP, you're in the Tacoma magazine, you get to wrestle. Of course, I think the biggest thing is when, your face on the South Hill Mall billboard.
That was huge.
Yeah, I mean, that to me is the biggest thing that's ever happened to you, But this is up there, my friend. This is just the fact that Jerry Bruckheimer said, give that guy a tryout.
That was the funniest part of the call. Like, they made it a point to say, Jerry Bruckheimer, our owner, wanted to make sure that you could be a part of this.
Well, and I remember you thought the same thing about STP when we did the interview, and you're like, "Hey, man, I'd love to play with you guys." Oh yeah, we'll make that happen. But we go, people say things, just like Bruckheimer, and both times the people that have just said things in interviews have made good on that.
Well, I never want to put myself up into a position where I'm going to be severely let down, so I always assume the worst. Not the worst, but you know what I mean. I just assume.
Well, you work with me. I trained you well.
Thank you. Every morning I just expect the worst.
There you go, buddy.
But it just had that come full circle from a couple of years ago. And it had to be a weird thing for the person calling me. Like, okay, Jerry wants me to call this person.
America. See, good things happen to good people.
So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to be able to experience, just to get to go on the ice where they practice. To me, that's I'm most excited about.
How exciting is that? And what if you're accidentally good?
That's what I said. I told Steve this. I was like,
Right.
watch, and then he makes the team, and it's going to be amazing.
There's no accidentally. Steve is just good.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having.
Yeah, you guys.
Hype you up, man. You got to go
guys,
try out with a good setup mindset there.
You never know. The other people invited maybe get stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
Dude, if Goldberg could be a goalie for the Mighty Ducks for 3 movies, you
Right.
could
Good point.
definitely be it
Very good
for the
point.
first season of the Kraken.
Well, hopefully my life doesn't change the way that his did for a
Fair.
little while. I don't really want to have to deal with being.
No, you don't want to go down that road. No.
But what a fun little thing that's going to be, man. Just like the experience is going to be something I'll never forget.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that's that's so great. The best part is that Bruckheimer told him, "Yeah, hey,
That's
call that
the
guy Steve."
greatest part. Like honestly, because I have
love
like buddies
Love
that are
that.
working with the team, and like I knew that I was put on like a list of people that were going to be asked to come down or be a part of it. Like we didn't know what was going on, but we just knew that there's some kind of situation with backup goalies. We figured, we're all going to be on some kind of a list. But now, like you're starting to get a little bit more information. So, but getting that phone call, I'm just like listening to this person say that, and I'm just like, man, oh man, I can't wait to tell the guys that Jerry
That is
Bruckheimer
so
remembered.
awesome. I wonder if they know how it all happened. I don't know. Maybe if you talk to anyone, you go, look, this was just a dumb thing I said on the radio. I can't believe he's like, okay, try out, kid.
Yeah.
That's great.
So remember, though, as the emergency backup goalie, you could be playing for the visiting team as well. That might be why they want to bring me on board.
Like, even better.
Once they see how you play, I think they indeed want you to be the backup for the visiting team.
Yeah, it'll be like, you're our backup goalie for emergency. Steve, we're going to also bring you on board for when the visiting team needs a backup goalie.
Oh, here we go.
And that's how you play for the Devils.
Yeah.
Boom. I already got tickets to the game.
See, there you go.
Oh, the secret weapon. Oh, man. That's great news. That is, I mean, boy, again, what is 12-year-old Steve thinking right now? 12-year-old Steve has had a great life because of you.
Yeah, I have to go back and maybe tell him what's up.
Oh, dude, 12-year-old Steve.
What's up?
I've watched a lot of TV shows where the time travel's involved, and sometimes the younger person is so disappointed in the older version of themselves. But 12-year-old Steve would be like, dude, you have made it, brother.
Somebody just said, sounds like the script to the movie The Rookie. Way to go, Migs from Ryan. Yeah, but it's like the old version of The Rookie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, look, I mean, again, who knows? Maybe they'll all get cramps. Maybe something will happen. Maybe, like you said, they'll get stuck in traffic, and you're the only one they have.
Well, it's funny because I go online and I'm like, what does this even entail? Because I have no idea. I've never been a part of a tryout for anything like this, So I'm just like, go online. Like, there's different teams that have done this over the years, and some of them have all right, the tryouts, you have to be under 35. I'm like, damn it, not a part of that one. You have to have played at least collegiate or a major level of hockey. Damn it, I don't think DNA for the Tacoma Donkeys counts in that. So I'm like, everything. I got the stacks all against me, BJ.
And this somehow they've just like, yeah, well, you're in there too.
I'm the favor. I'm Jerry's
That's cool.
favor.
What if that really is the rule for everybody else?
But this
except you.
Or
because
I think one of them also said, been invited by the owner.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What about that movie with Mark Wahlberg and the Eagles? Like, Steve, this is a movie plot ready to happen.
Yeah. Use the force. That's all I say. Close your eyes. Don't try to see where the puck is going. Feel where the puck is going.
I got to get a hold of Disney.
Yeah. This is so good. Love this.
I just can't wait to share the experience with you guys tomorrow.
Oh, that's exciting.
I mean, yeah, dude, this is, I'm just happy it's gone down the way it's gone down. This is just, Jerry Bruckheimer has made me believe again. He's made me believe in the dream.
He's a good man.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, that's...
Good old Brux and me. We're going to hang out. Is that his nickname? I don't know. Is it
Brux
Brucky?
seems like...
Bruxy?
Brucky. I don't know if Brucky... Brux sounds good. I think we'll go with Brux. Okay, so that's the happy sports news. The sad sports news is the Seahawks lost a tough one for their home opener yesterday. What went wrong? Well, Mitch, our buddy Mitch Levy from Mitch Unfiltered, he will tell us. He'll be chatting with us about yesterday's game at 7:20 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow-melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle.
BJ, I always love talking to our next guest, and I decided that we're only going to talk about the first half of the Seahawks game. Please welcome to the show, Mitch Levy.
Oh, the normal introduction is we love talking to this guy after Seahawks wins, and I thought I was going to get some sort of a text last night. Right. Guys don't want to speak to you. Nothing. We have nothing to talk about on Monday morning on KSW. Nothing, right?
No, not at all. We are done. That's nothing to say at all.
33-30, not the result that we wanted. And how does last place in the NFC West feel, guys? How does it feel?
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, Mitch, well, is there anything good you can tell us from this? Or, I feel like we might have one of the worst, if not the worst, defense in our division. I don't know if that's true and if it's unfair, but and our offense definitely, it looks like we have work to do, obviously, which makes sense because it's a whole brand new system with a brand new guy.
Overreaction Monday, BJ, I think.
Woo! Yeah.
I'm hopeful it's overreaction Monday. Look, there's no defending the defense in the second half of the game yesterday. It did look like the worst defense in our division. But how'd the defense look? If you watched it, how'd the defense look in the first half?
Yeah.
The defense looked very good to me in the first half. They did a great job on the great running back Derrick Henry. They limited the Tennessee Titans to field goals. I think it was 24-9 after half. Everything was going smoothly. They were throwing the ball all over the place. Big plays were happening. It looked like they were on their way to a very comfortable, easy win, which would have meant, by the way, that every NFC West team starts 2-0. 8-0 the NFC West would have been had the Seahawks won the game. But the second half was just, you hope it's an aberration, is the best I can tell you. It was a full system meltdown. The defense was awful in the second half. The offense was awful in the second half. By the way, the coaching was awful in the second half. Lots of mistakes made on the sidelines. Pete Carroll, the Hall of Fame coach, made some really, really bad decisions. One in particular with the clock. It's always been kind of his Achilles heel over the years. He's never been a good clock manager. And when the Titans, if you were watching at the end of that game, needed 7 points to tie at the very, very end, they had the ball with 2 minutes to go, about 2 minutes to go, deep in the Seattle Seahawks territory, getting ready to score. Pete Carroll's got to use his timeouts right there so that if they do score, you give Russell Wilson a minute or 45 seconds or a minute and 10 or a minute and 15 to come back down and score 3 to win the game. He let Tennessee not only score, but extinguish the clock as well, which he should have never done. They just stood there and let the Tennessee Titans take the air out of the clock. So lots of mistakes made. You can do offense, defense, special teams. The guy missed an extra point. How big was the extra point at the end of that game?
It was slightly big.
Yeah, so you got offense, you got defense, you got special teams, you got coaching. Full systems meltdown from the Seahawks. Now the question is that the real Seahawks? Or the real Seahawks, the team that played the full game against the Colts the previous week and half the game against the Titans in week 2? I hope that we're not having this kind of conversation next week, but the Vikings are next. They're 0-2. They're a lot better than 0-2. They should have won yesterday. They missed a 37-yard field goal at the last play of the game at Arizona. Should have won. They're very talented. They're playing their home opener. They haven't played home yet, so the Seahawks have got to go into that place next Sunday and play their home opener against a very difficult place to play on the road. So this is a tenuous situation that the Seahawks find themselves in the first part of the season.
We're talking to Mitch Levy, by the way. Episode 159, did it drop today?
Of course.
All right. Well, you're going to be getting it. Yeah. Well, so you're going to be getting into it anywhere you get podcasts. MitchUnfiltered.com. Right. Check it out.
Unfiltered. Yeah.
Mitch is definitely going to. He's going to break it down even more than we'll break it down this morning. Mitch, I want to put to you, and look, we had the offense, of course, put up the points they did in the first half, but they were big play points. Otherwise, how good was our offense really in the first half?
Well. If ifs and buts were cherries and nuts, do you take away the big plays?
Okay, wait.
Yes.
Wait, Dr. Seuss. I did not realize we were going to have some green eggs and ham for breakfast this morning.
Well, yes, BJ, you're right. The majority of the action offensively in the first half were big plays. So my question to you is, do they not get credit for the big plays? I mean, big plays are part of it, isn't it? Yeah?
I mean, that's what makes Russell Wilson great and Tyler Lockett great. But the thing is that if you're going to take a look at the team, I feel like the offense did not do its job, which is, the time of possession in both games, that's really concerning because, the defense wasn't good, but man, both Dave Wyman and Jordan Babineau said, man, look, to tackle a guy at 2-something coming at you when you've been on the field that long in the fourth quarter, from a defensive standpoint, they said it is just a beating. And I think it's, you're asking too much of anybody if you're going to leave them on the field as long as they are. We're not a great defense. We're probably an okay defense. But if we leave them on the field that long all season, Mitch, that is not a good formula.
Well, I hear you. I hear you that the offense did not hold the ball in the first half. They lost the time of the possession. I hear you. It was a big play offense. But at the end of the day, BJ, the offense is tasked to do really one thing, and that's score. And in the first half of an NFL football game, they scored 24 points. Now, there's no half all year that you wouldn't take, whether the time of possession is large or small. If I offered you 24 points in every half the rest of the NFL season, you not only take it, but the Seahawks would win 16 out of 17 games. So yes, I understand that they didn't hold the ball, and I understand it was the wrong team to not hold the ball against because of the big man that's running the ball. I get all your points, but big plays are part of it. My concern was, the offense in the second half. If the offense in the second half does its job, big plays or small plays, then Tennessee doesn't run 54. Tennessee ran 54 plays in the second half alone. Think about that. Just to put that in its proper perspective, the Seahawks ran 24 plays after half, and the Titans ran 54 plays, 30 more after half. In fact, if you look at the Seattle offense and the meltdown in the second half, there's two plays that really you can take out of there that the Seahawks had some success. The one play that they scored the touchdown, so they scored 6 points in the second half. You remember the touchdown? They threw it to Freddie Swain, and there was nobody around him. He was wide open. Okay, so Tennessee gifted him that. That was not that was not something that Seattle did great. That was something that Tennessee did badly on defense. They gifted him that. That was 68 yards, okay? 68 yards. And then at the end of the game, the fourth quarter, before overtime, they ran a little play where they threw the ball out to Tyler Lockett, and he ran 27 yards down the field, and then they went out of bounds. It was a play that Tennessee gave them because it was the end of the regulation. And so you take the 27 yards of that play out, and you take the 68 yards to Swain where Tennessee just for whatever reason, didn't cover him, and they gave it to him. That's 95 yards. Even your math can tell you that, BJ. 95 yards.
Yeah, that's a lot of yards to take off somebody's stats. All of a sudden, they don't look like they had as good of a day.
Well, that's the second half, right? So they had 150 yards in the second half. Take away 95 of those yards, and you're talking about 22 plays for 55 yards in the second half and overtime. 22 plays, 55 yards for the Seahawks minus those 2 plays, right? The defense, the Titans ran 54 plays for 379 yards at the same time.
That's a lot of yards.
It was, and look, as bad as the defense was, and as bad as the offense was, they're in overtime. The Titans win the toss. It looks like, when they win the toss, they haven't been stopped the whole second half, right? It looks like they're going to come right in, and they're going to hand the ball to Henry, and they're going to right down the field. But what happens? The Seahawks stop them. They stop them on 3 plays. Then they get a penalty, a bad roughing the passer penalty. So they give them 3 more plays. They stop them again. So they stopped them twice. They get the ball. So now Russell Wilson has the ball in overtime. And this is where Russell Wilson does his magic, right? There's no one better in overtime than Russell Wilson. They've got the ball. All they got to do is go down and score 3 points, and they win. And they go 3 and out on 3 pass plays and give the ball back to Tennessee deep in their own territory, and the game's over. So just hopefully it's something that next Monday we have forgotten because they've beaten the Vikings. I sense this is going to be a really hard game. I sense the Seahawks could be looking at 1-2 when we talk next Monday. I hope I'm wrong, but you can't get off to these starts when everybody else in your division is winning. Now, I will say this about everybody else in the division winning. I will give you something to feel a little bit better about. When you look at the games, the other 3 teams won yesterday. So the Rams beat the Colts, the same Colts team that the Seahawks destroyed in week 1. The Rams needed a late field goal to beat. We're fortunate to beat the Colts.
And an injury to Carson Wentz, too.
And there was an injury to Carson Wentz, right, Migsy? And then you got the Cardinals and the Vikings. The Vikings have a 37-yard field goal to beat Arizona in Arizona on the last play of the game. In this day and age, nobody misses 37-yard field goals. The guy missed, so the Cardinals were lucky to get out of that game. And the Niners played the Eagles in Philadelphia and did not look particularly good, and they were fortunate to win that game. So, yeah, is everybody else 2-0? Yeah. But there were some warts, there were some flaws in the other ointments as well. So let's just relax, get a deep breath, and hope that the Seahawks can come out and play inspired football in Minneapolis.
Yeah, what I'm hoping is to see what the promise of Waldron was, is that we would see basically a passing game that would get you the kind of game that a running game would get you. That's what we were hoping to see, and boy, that's where we did not see that in the second half at all.
Yes, sir. We hoped to see the middle of the field being used, too. Yeah. The middle of the field. The Seahawks have got to use in the passing game the short and intermediary middle of the field as well.
Yeah, maybe use a tight ends every once in a while. I don't know.
Yeah.
What are you talking about,
Sorry.
Steve? Yeah. Well, all of this will be broken down even in more in depth, and at least, you know what, Mitch, you give us something to be hopeful for, which is good, because, I mean, the one thing about you is when we're very, very excited about the Hawks, you go, hey, take it easy, okay, we're not going to the Super Bowl quite yet, but also when we're very down on the Hawks, you go, hey, take it easy, we're not out of the playoffs yet, and so we appreciate you for that.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, right? And it's a longer marathon this year. We pointed this out last week, right? Yeah. It's a longer marathon this year than it's ever been before. We're talking 17 games. And, look, they lost. Let's also remember, they lost to a really good football team yesterday. That's a team that went 11-5 last year. That's a team that was considered one of the best teams in the AFC. That's a team with the best running back in the game, with 2 great receivers, with a really good quarterback, a decent defense. That's a team that's going to be in the playoffs this year. They didn't lose to some scrub last year. So I think we could let's just see what happens in Minnesota this week.
And like you say, if I like big butts and I cannot like, what'd you say? What was that?
Cherries and butts.
Oh, stop it. Just remember the Yomi breakfast. Just remember.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I'm making good. We got it on the calendar. I mean, I'm not going to show, but we got it on the calendar, you know.
Why have we not heard this year the whole preseason wrap that we're still in the preseason right now? We don't have to worry because this was only game 2, and the first 4 or 5 games is just an extension of the preseason.
Well,
we haven't heard that from BJ.
I thought we were going to forget about it.
I was trying to forget it because you guys don't buy into it, but I mean,
he keeps bringing you back in, though.
Yeah, he's bringing me back in. I mean, well, not to mention we got a new offensive coordinator. I mean, these first 5 games, come on. Look, I will be happy if we can go at least 3-2 in the first 5 games. I really will, because anything can happen after the first 4 or 5 games. You see how teams look really markedly different for the rest of the season. So, I mean, look, yeah, we're in there. I just hope you're right, Mitch, that that we're better than we look, and like you said, some indicators that the rest of our division isn't as fantastic as we think they are.
So, we'll see what happens, BJ. Thanks for having it. Episode 159. It's out now, BJ. Thank you.
Wherever you get podcasts, MitchUnfiltered.com as well. Check it out. Mitch, thank you for being with us. And, well, there you go, Steve. You know what? At least you know what I mean? At least we got something about butts and very happy about the future. I mean, that's all I care about. And I got to buy him breakfast. I'm going to find a way to dine and dash, though. I'm going to see if I can get that done. Hey, how about this? Yet another person quits their job at a department store over the PA system. Oh, yeah, we got the audio. You're going to hear that at 7:50 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another listener question. How do I rebuild my credit after filing bankruptcy?
You rebuild it, one creditor at a time by making your payments on time on your rent or your mortgage, by continuing to make car payments on a car that you keep during your case. You can also, as I said, you can almost always get a credit card almost immediately after filing bankruptcy. Sometimes it's a secured card, and it'll almost always have a really high interest rate on it. But you could get a small balance credit card and charge a tank of gas or a dinner once a month on that and make the payment, pay it off every month, and that'll help you build a credit history one creditor at a time, and will help you rebuild your credit over time.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.